Say your name.
Fresno Police Chief Terry Dyer.
Just tell us a little bit about this operation that started yesterday.
Well, what led up to this operation, really, we started seeing an increase in level of violence at the beginning of the year. We've had 14 murders this year in the city of Fresno, which is the highest number of murders we've had for the first 2 months in many, many years. And on top of that, we had 19 shootings that occurred in our city last week. Of the 14 murders that we've had, 12 of those involved a gang member, either as a victim or a suspect. So we know that gang members are the ones that are contributing to violence the most in our city. And we've had some very brazen shootings that have occurred, where 40 rounds are fired from an SKS rifle and an individual shot in the head and is killed. Or this last week, where a pregnant female, 20-year-old female, was shot and killed, and in her room at that time was her 4-month-old child. So we have put together an operation to send a strong message to gang members within this community and those individuals that are roaming around our streets carrying firearms, that we're going to stop them and we're going to take them to jail. Last night was the beginning of this operation with about 100 officers that were assigned. We've designated certain gangs, certain areas, certain individuals within the gangs during specific hours where there's a propensity for violence to occur. And we're suppressing gang violence in our city. And the goal is to not have any shootings anywhere in the city of Fresno.
And Chief, one thing you had mentioned to the officers is that the people behind these shootings and the criminals, they're not afraid. They're not acting like they're afraid. I mean, what brings you to that conclusion?
Well, the fact that we have people willing to drive around our city, gang members, 3 or 4 in a car, armed with firearms, and either drive by a residence or drive up to a residence and fire off 40 rounds. And some of those shootings have occurred in broad daylight. It demonstrates to me that they don't have a fear. They don't have a fear of being caught. And what we're going to do is to take away their anonymity. We're going to shine a bright spotlight on these individuals, a very bright spotlight, and take away that anonymity. And we're going into these neighborhoods where they're at, and whenever they're driving around, we're going to find a reason to stop them illegally. We're going to detain individuals because the people that live in these neighborhoods, they deserve to live there without the fear of having one of their children shot. And it disturbs me as a police chief to know that individuals are willing to do this, to go out into these neighborhoods and to spray rounds indiscriminately. And it won't be long until we have an innocent child shot and killed in our city. We've had that in the past, and we're not going to allow it again.
What do you think's fueling this? Like, what do you think's causing them to act so recklessly all of a sudden?
Well, I can tell you with the African American gangs, we've had 2 very successful operations in our city this last year. Operation Dog Track that took out the leadership of the Dog Pound gang, and Operation Slide Lock that took out the Strother gang. Those gangs were decimated from the top down. And we know that there's other gangs out there that are vying to take over prostitution activity and what they call the track. We know that there's individuals out there that are trying to establish themselves. And some of this is those individuals that are out there shooting each other, pounding their chests, trying to make a name for themselves. And we're going to send a message. We're going to send a message this week and the following week. It's not going to be tolerated.
How do you try to continue this after those 2 weeks? Because I know obviously that's going to be the goal.
Well, we're going to reassess our efforts after the 2-week period, and then we're going to see if there's a different direction that we need to go. And we will adjust accordingly throughout this operation in terms of looking at if there's activity that's occurring during different hours or different days. But rest assured, we're going to be out there during the times in which these shootings are occurring. And right now, it's been nights, weekends, all the way till 4:30 in the morning. So we're going to make sure that we have a high visibility during the hours in which shootings have occurred, and in those neighborhoods where we've seen an increase in shootings.
You said 19 shootings in the past week. Is that something you've seen before while chief of this department?
19 shootings in 1 week is the highest number of shootings I've seen since I've been the chief in the last 15 and a half years. And having 14 murders in 2 months is certainly very alarming, especially the types of murders that we have had, and the fact that 12 of those 14 murders involve gang members either as a suspect or a victim. And we're getting ready to send a message, and that violence is going to stop very, very shortly.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.